Hi guys, and welcome back to Chengi's World. Guys, you know we're coming to the end of summer and I'm so glad to be able to record today with a little bit of sunshine, so I put a bit of yellow on for you. You know, bright and sunny. Welcome to those of you who are new to my channel. Guys, I am really happy to have you back. I hope that you come back again, and make sure you press the subscribe button and the little bell so you're notified every time I got one of these hot little videos coming up for you to help you in the game of love, because I'm your love doctor, girl. Hey, okie dokie, the sister you never had, the auntie you need. Okay, so here we go. Today's video is don't let anybody waste your time, girl. I'm just gonna let you know. Okay, so today's video I'm going to be talking about not letting anybody waste your time. So make sure you see me guys on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter at Chengi's World. I want to see you there, people. So today I'm going to be talking about time wasters. I remember meeting women in the shelter, in the shelter for women fleeing domestic abuse, and we would sit together and they would come and sit with me and we would talk, and they would tell me all their horrific stories. Why you in here? Well, because my husband beat me up, took a gun and put it to my head, and my neighbor saw it and called the police, and they carted me here. Before I knew it, I was here. And why are you here? Well, my boyfriend smashed my head against the wall, then used it as a mop and used my head to mop my own blood. And I mean, some of the horrible things these women went through. But what was really interesting is that they would just say it quite matter-of-factly. But what really, really was interesting to me is how they would turn around and say, but really the tears would start to drop on their faces, and all of them without exception, and I spoke to many of them, not even in the same room individually, and I knew when the pain would come, and the pain was the time I wasted. The time I wasted. Now guys, the reason I'm recording this video is not for women who are in abusive situations or whatever, but let me tell you something. The one thing that you will grieve more than a guy that hurt you, more than the pain that he put you through, is the time you waste on Mr. Wrong. Because one of the things that we don't have much of is time. One of the things that we definitely don't have much of is time. You know, David says in the scriptures, look, God help me to number my days. One of the things that we don't realize that is going on with our lives is that we don't have as much time as we think we do. This is not a video about the ticking clock and you better hurry up because your clock is ticking. It's not that kind of video. It's about the reality that time waits for no man. You can earn money. You can lose money and you can earn it again. But you can never replace the hours, the minutes, the days, the time that you spend in the wrong place with the wrong person, that you just give away to somebody who is not going to appreciate you, somebody who is not going to care. It's the time. And when I look back, I don't regret the decision that I made to get married. What I regret is the time it took me to realize and do something about it. It's the time that we waste. Because believe it or not, people, I had to break it to you. I thank God every single day for my genes and for the grace that He's given me to still look good at the age of 40. And most people, if I don't tell them I'm 40, just assume I am much, much, much younger. Sometimes I think they're actually putting it on to be sweet to me, but I now realize that they all can't be putting it on from different places. They genuinely think that I am much, much younger than I am, and I thank God for that I look much younger, but I'm not. I have lived through the 20s. When I was in my 20s, I was carefree, I was fearless. I had certain things that just come with that age. There's certain things that come with a certain age, and they come with that age for a reason. Because in that space of time, you're given the resources that you need to establish a certain area of your life, to establish a foundation of your life so that you can then build on another. And what happens is when you get older, what you start to lack is the same fire and passion, but it is replaced with wisdom and accuracy. But if you had spent those years, those 20s, forming those basic foundations, you will find that it's easier to transition and to grow and be the person that you wanted to be. But if you wasted your 20s, if you just squandered them, then you will find that your 30s, you are doing what you should have been doing in your 20s, and you don't have the same energy. You are a lot more wounded. You're not so carefree. You're not so easily willing to take a risk. You have wasted your time. And one of the things that I love about this channel is I have so many young people on this channel. I have people from 14 all the way up to 70 years old, 100 years old, I'm sure, who watch this channel. And I can tell you the truth that those of us who are much older and are getting older can tell you that we cannot afford to waste time. And it's funny how time just speeds up. When you get to 30, you're 40 before you know it. And as you turn 40, you can feel 50 breathing down your neck. And it's not because there's anything wrong with aging. I promise God to age gracefully, and I'm loving the aging process. I'm loving who I'm becoming. But don't get it wrong. It takes more for me to do what I do in the way that I do it than it would have in my 20s. Much, much more. And I realize that there's no point in looking back at wasted years. You just have to make up for them. But if you don't have to, and this is why I'm saying this to you, don't let a man waste your time. If there's one thing men can do is waste time. And the reason why they can is because a man at the age of 100 can marry a woman in her late 30s, still have children, and still experience a life. Men don't have as much time. They're still under the same conditions of time, but it is more to do with the ability to establish themselves financially, more to do with the ability to establish themselves in their calling, in their career. That is where time is slow. But in the area of family, love, relationships, they have all the time in the world, and they have no conscience about wasting yours, to the point where they don't actually sometimes even realize they're wasting yours. I was talking to a couple friend of mine, and when I'm talking to this guy, he feels like he's got forever to propose. I will propose when I'm ready. But he's dealing with a woman who is in her early 40s, who's never had a child. And what I noticed when I was talking to him was that he's not wicked, he's not evil. He genuinely is not cognizant of the fact that this woman, every single year, month, week that he postpones the proposal, every single minute that he's doing that, he is denying her a family. And even if she decides to walk away from him at the age of 44, 45, it's still, he's cost her. He's absolutely cost her. Now it's easy for me to say then, look at him and point my finger and say, hey, you're wasting my friend's time. But actually, we are grown women, right? We need to know when our time is being wasted. And it's not a waste if we've calculated the risk and we feel that I love you, and if it means that we'll end up together with no children, it's worth it, then that's not a waste. And that is a decision for that friend of mine to make for herself, and she is making it every single day. But I want to say to you who wants more, who wants to be more, have more, I want to say to you, don't let a man waste your time. And I'm just going to go real quickly through the list of people that are going to waste your time. Now, an unspoken love affair is a waste of your time. That is, oh, I really like him, he really likes me, but we've never got it together. You're wasting your time. This guy at work who you fancy, this guy at church who you fancy, this person, and you have this chemistry, and you have it going on, and every time you see each other, you have this eye connection. You are wasting your time. If that man is not prepared to make a move and be the man and come to you and say, hey girl, what's up? He is wasting your time. He is enjoying the vibration. Let me tell you something about relationships and men. A man can enjoy the vibration. He can enjoy the tension. He can enjoy the mystery. He can enjoy the unspokenness and never in his mind intend to act on it. Why? Maybe because he's got a wife or a girlfriend or somebody else at home, but he actually enjoys coming to work, having a flirt with you, and you're sitting there with your feminine energy doing, oh, I think he really likes me. I wonder if he's going to ask me out. And then you're looking prettier. You wear your heels. You do your hair nicely. You look like money every time he sees you. He enjoys the energy because he knows that it's going towards towards him. You are thinking that he's going to do something. A year goes by, a week goes by, a day goes by, weeks, months, a year. Before you know it, you have wasted time with somebody who is just using your energy to get through the day. And this something happens all the time. All the time. I am talking about men at church. I'm talking about men at work, men in the club, in the street. Men can enjoy the flirt. They can enjoy the energy that you bring. They can enjoy the attention of an attractive woman. They can enjoy it and never act on it because they're engaged, they're married, they're just not interested in you. They've got their eye on somebody else. Don't let anybody waste your time. If they're not going to act on it, then they're wasting your time. If you are not going to act on it, and if you're going to act on it, be very, very, very clear that you might face rejection, but you're better off being rejected and knowing where you stand. Because the moment you call that man out and say, look, this is how it is, I'm feeling you, what we're going to do, that's when he's going to show you his behind. Oh yes, he's going to show you his behind. Because the moment you verbalize what is unspoken, what is in secret, what is in darkness, what is happening in the shadows, you draw him out, and now he has to make his position clear. You don't need anybody wasting your time. You need to draw that man out, okay? Stop letting people waste your time. You don't have it, okay? Number 2 is a married man or somebody else's guy. Guys, look. I don't care what love songs they've played. A man who belongs to somebody else is a wasting of time. Men in relationships love a little bit of extracurricular attention on the side, okay? I cannot tell you how many married men approach me. I get so many, it's ridiculous. I almost want to strangle them, put a thing on my thing, married men, stay away. I cannot tell you how much I have to deal with that, and it's sickening. It's so sickening how many married men like the idea of having something on the side. Let me tell you something. He can tell you his wife is crap, she doesn't love him, they're angry, they're not getting on. He can tell you every story he wants to tell you. He is wasting your time. He might sleep with you, he might give you gifts, he might give you a place to stay, he might finance you, but he is wasting your time. Somebody else's guy is a waste of your time. Listen to me, girl. Stop letting these men talk you into wasting your time, because when Christmas comes, he's spending it with his wife, or when his girlfriend. When babies are born, your one, if you have a child for him, is a secret. The other one gets a big party. Stop wasting your time on unavailable men. There are plenty of single guys out there looking for a good girl. Do not let anybody waste your time. Do not waste your time on a man that's emotionally unavailable. Oh, I'm not ready for a relationship, just come out of a relationship. Okay, goodbye. I don't have time to be your therapist. I don't have time to wait for you to get over what the other woman did ya. Okay? You have to be relentless and ruthless with your time. You will never regret conserving your time, but you will totally regret wasting it. You don't have all the time in the world. Keep it moving. Okay, keep it moving. And the older you get, the older I get, the more I realize that if you're a grown man in your 40s and you don't know what you want, I'm not it, okay? Hello. You know, you've got to get to that point where you are not 12, you're not 18, you're not in your 20s trying to figure things out. You are a grown man. You've lived a little. If you don't know what you want and we're still stringing each other along and I don't see any progress, you know how I be, girls. I don't have the time. And I will draw out a man who's playing games with me. I will draw you out. I will siphon you out like poison. I will bring the game to your table. If you want to start winking at me and in the spirit and trying to do things in the shadows, I'm going to bring it to you. Okay, because if I'm feeling you and I'm finding that my attention is starting to be drawn by something that's going nowhere, I'm going to bring it to you, because I don't need my energy wasted on somebody who's just playing games. And I just am so ruthless with my time. Why? Because I put value in myself. And I keep talking about this, girls. Value is important. No one's got time to be wasted. You don't have time. You can't have babies at 60. You can't have them at 55. Maybe you can if you've got money like Janet Jackson, whatever. Look, if you want a certain thing, and I want you guys to go and watch my other video, he's great, he's wonderful, but because there I talk about shared vision. You know, I really want to drive this home. Do not let anybody waste your time. Don't let anybody waste your time. Nip things in the bud, keep it moving, keep it classy. Okay, be creative, be imaginative, be flirty, be feminine, but don't let things go unspoken. Don't let things be vague in your space. Don't date a guy who's not taking this anywhere. Don't allow that energy in your life, because one minute you will wake up and you're past the hill, you don't know how you got there, and you're lumbered with this man and you've invested all of this time in him, and you're feeling like, what the hell have I done with the last 10 years of my life? It so happens. So I don't want it to happen to you, girl. Okie dokie. So make sure that you subscribe, press the little bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. And I will see you guys soon at Chengi's World, Instagram, Facebook. See you there. Take care. Love you guys lots. Bye bye now.